Hey guys, so today I'm going to take a pair of inline skates that I've had for a while and I'm going to bake them in the oven. These rollerblades are made from carbon fiber, which is a hard material, but when it reaches a certain temperature, it becomes flexible, and to have these skates fit your feet perfectly, you can bake them in the oven and then take them out of the oven when they reach their optimal heat, and with some thick socks donned, put the skates on and tighten the laces up in order to mold the carbon fiber perfectly to the shape of your foot. But before you can do this, there are parts that need to be removed that can get damaged or do damage. So there are plastic parts that could melt in the oven, and there are metal parts that could damage the carbon fiber. So I'm going to remove these frame bolts. I'm going to remove the frames with the wheels. I'm going to remove the base plate. And I need to remove the cuffs because they're made of plastic and they will melt in the oven. I haven't been skating for a long time. I normally just ride my bike now. But I still like rollerblading. It's good exercise, and I've been doing it since 1998. So that's a long time to be doing something just to stop if you still like it. I don't like it in the same way. When I was younger, I used to like to try and push the limits of what I could do and progress and do big and dangerous things. Jump down big stair sets or off rooftops and grind down handrails, etc. But this is the cuff and the strap. But now I'd be quite content just to roll around and stick to the tricks that I've learned to do in the past that I know I can still do. Just to chill, just to cruise around. Feels nice cruising around doing basic tricks. Okay, this could be quite loud. I need to remove the Velcro strap now. microphone that I borrowed from a friend. I'm not convinced that it's very good or reliable. It seems to pick up sounds at a much higher sensitivity, inconsistently, and quite randomly, which is far from perfect for the nature of these videos. Okay. I don't think I need to remove the laces. These will probably darken and burn slightly, but I should probably remove the footbeds. And shock absorber. That will suffice. Okay, so that's the right foot. I don't actually love these skates because it's nice to have ankle support on rollerblades or quads, and the ankle is actually quite low. It should be kind of more up here for optimal support, but it isn't. Skate number 2. There was actually a Kickstarter project by a small independent inline skating manufacturer asking for donations in order to develop a frame that had the suspension system for the wheels. There have been frames in the past that come with a suspension system. The first one I can think of, by a company called Physics, was overcomplicated in design, consisted of too many moving parts, which resulted in the weight being too high, and the cost of manufacture and subsequent cost to the consumer also being too high, so they didn't really succeed. They were too expensive and too heavy. The second set were ineffective and broke quite often, and also were very expensive. The Kickstarter funded project utilized a much simpler system with fewer moving parts, and has been tested by some of the best rollerbladers on the aggressive scene today, so it wouldn't come out if it wasn't good, alright, because they're the type of skaters that care more about quality than they do about making money, mainly because there's not really much money to be made at all from rollerblading as a sport, not like BMX or skateboarding. So I realized that the washing machine was probably quite audible. So I paused for a second. And grabbed myself some gum. was talking about before. So it must have been a lie. So, I've already got the oven preheated. So I'll film them going in. And then I guess film myself putting them on and putting them back together later. I don't know if any of you enjoy gum chewing sounds, but I hope so, because it's a little late now, huh? Okay. On with the footbed. Out with the shock absorber. Let's go to the oven. Okay, so I'm back. My feet were incredibly hot, and the skates are now molded to the shape of my feet. So I'm going to put them back together. I burned them slightly. If there is anyone out there that does ever want to do this with a pair of skates that have carbon fibre in them, and it has been stated that it is okay to do this with the skates that you have, or ice skates. Ice skating isn't. And it resulted in the top edge getting burnt more. Okay. So we need to line these up. Put the bolts in. Using my, looks like a 6mm Allen wrench. You kind of have to need to really love rollerblading if you're going to show up at a skate park with a pair on your feet, because rollerblading is generally loathed by everybody at a skate park. I'd go as far to say that even kids with micro scooters have a better reputation than rollerbladers. So, if you are thinking about taking up rollerblading, you really need to not give a shit what anybody else says or thinks. And if you're easily offended, you should probably be quite good at fighting too. Although, most kids these days are pussies, so they probably will just say shit behind your back instead of to your face. But my advice would just be to ignore any kind of shit talk that people give you, not just in a skate park, but just in life generally. If people want to make comments about you, talk shit about you, well, it just means that they're paying you more attention than you're paying them. So I guess that makes you more interesting than they are. Because I sure as hell am not paying attention to them, or what they're about, or what they're doing. This little piggy went AWOL. But yeah, I've been rollerblading since 1998. It's a long time. A lot of awesome memories. Quite a few bad ones too. There's even some regrets in there. But not many. My Allen key kind of flew out of my hand. Had to go get it. If anyone out there is interested in buying a pair of rollerblades for kind of tricks and that kind of thing, the Valo lights are rollerblades that have carbon fiber shells. The USD carbons, the ones I have here, have carbon fiber shells, and Adapt brand inline skates are also made using carbon fiber. I actually don't really rate it that highly because it's a little too rigid for my liking. These skates were kind of an impulse buy though, so back when my other skates were just too screwed to ride anymore. I've put that on the wrong way. It's fine, it doesn't matter. Okay, one skate down. One to go. Yeah, carbon fiber. It's light and it's strong, but it's just, it doesn't have that kind of flex that the more traditional plastics have. So when you experience shocks, or you have to bend your ankle quite a lot, it can be kind of painful sometimes, or it's far more likely to be painful in carbon fiber skates than traditional plastic ones. But as I was talking about the Kickstarter project that I funded previously for a frame design that has a suspension system in it, they were originally supposed to be released in the month of October, this month, but they're fine-tuning them still, so it may be a while longer. Either way, I'm really excited to get my pair when they're released. I funded the Kickstarter up to the level where I get a pair of frames upon release. The Kickstarter project was successfully, it successfully hit its goal, and they've been working on the frames ever since. They're all but finished, but they changed manufacturers, or they changed factories for the processing and manufacture of the frames halfway through the project, which caused delay. But when they do come out, and when I do get sent mine, that suspension's going to be really cool for filming. What I can do is I can get the frames on these skates, get some big soft wheels, and then the big soft wheels and the suspension will offer me a smooth ride, so I can film some really cool stuff on skates. some nice smooth tracking shots and follow cams, which I look forward to playing around with. It's not so simple on a bike because you need to have at least one hand on the handlebars of the bike to keep it steady while you roll, so the camera works surface as a result. So the frames are now securely attached to the boot via the base plate. It's time to reattach the cuffs. Also, I should really say sorry for how long it's been since I last released a video. I'm quite busy in my work life and my personal life now as well. As of the past month, a nice development took place in my life, a happy development. But a development that leaves me with not as much free time as I used to have, which I'm more than happy to not have. But it does mean that I won't be uploading videos as frequently. But let's face it, I'm not one of these ASMR uploaders that does a video a week anyway. I kind of always told myself before I started that I would probably do like one a month, maybe one a fortnight at the most, which, you know, I'm happy with. And I'm pretty sure none of you guys will mind because you'll have lots of other subscriptions that upload quite frequently too. And then every now and then my face will pop up. The video like it is now. For all you lovely people. Well, you might not all be lovely. Some of you might be evil. So that, as they say, is that. Let's blow out these candles. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, apologies for the delay. But as I said,